Welcome to Talerecappedplus. The movie begins as we see Spain is falling into chaos because of a major problem in Europe that is making it hard to get basic things. There is a system called not enough for all because of a cruel government. In order to deal with this problem, the government takes a deadly action, first killing the elderly and then pregnant women and children. So many people are trying to get to places like Ireland, Iceland, and Norway where they don't deal with this kind of violence. But it's almost impossible to do this officially, so people turn to illegal methods. Maiko and Mia, a married couple, are trying to leave Spain illegally. They are one of many people we meet. They pay a person who is trafficking people to get them to a nearby harbor so they can escape. After that, the pair hides from the police and their helicopters by going through shipping containers. They meet another runner along the way who wants more money. The couple has already given up all of their money, so they have to give up their wedding rings too. Once that's done, they can get on a trick's container that will take them to the port. In order to get to Ireland, Nifa plans to leave by taking a cargo ship. Once they are inside the truck, they are with other needy people, such as pregnant women like Mia and families with kids. But no one talks to each other because they are too busy worrying about their own things. During this, Nico gives Mia a sweet and tells her to save it for when they are rescued later. "Dude, it'll melt," Mia tells him. We learn from their chat that the couple's firstborn daughter was tragically killed by a military bullet. As soon as the truck stops in the morning, a group of people rush inside. As the truck fills up, the people smugglers tell the people to split up and get on another truck. They scare people with guns and kick them out when they don't give up. Sadly, Nico and Mia are split up during this process because he has to be moved onto a different truck container. Mia calls her husband right away because she is scared, and Nico tells her not to worry. He tells her that they'll meet up later because the trucks are all going to the same place. After that, the truck goes through the streets where people are protesting against the violence. By looking through a hole in the container, Mia sees the police killing the rebels and taking the women and children away. When the truck gets to a military checkpoint after some time, the soldiers tell the driver to open the bag. The driver reluctantly does what the police ask, so they can look into it. At first, they only find boxes inside the container because everyone who got out is hiding behind a fake wall. But the boss sees that the box looks bigger from the outside and thinks there must be a secret space inside. He tells them to come out or face bad things because he thinks the criminals are hiding inside. Mia quickly hides herself by climbing up on top of a tall wooden box because she thinks she is in immediate danger. Other women reluctantly open the door. Soon after, the police open fire and killed everyone in the group. Mia closes her mouth tight and tries very hard not to speak. The soldiers then clean up the container and let the truck go. Mia then calls Nico right away to let him know that his truck is going to be checked next. After some time, Mia's crate is put on a ship. When her husband finds out that she has arrived at the port, she tries to call him but can't, so she chooses to rest, and she does so until she falls asleep. After several hours, Mia is woken up by sudden shocks. Seeing through a hole, she sees that the sailors are in a mess as the ship goes through a big storm. Mia begs for help and to be set free, but no one can hear her. The container keeps shaking, which makes her fall several times. She falls asleep after getting a strong shock that makes her hit her head. After a while, Mia wakes up to find water leaking into the container through holes. She looks through a hole and sees the other containers slowly falling into the water. This makes her very confused. She tries furiously to call Nico out of fear, but her phone is broken. At that very moment, she finds a bag that another tourist had left behind. Inside is a working phone. Even though she can see water running through the holes, she doesn't know the key to make a call. She looks through the boxes to try to figure out what to do. There are many things in the crates, like plastic boxes, headphones, flat-screen TVs, booze, and more. She also gets a hoodie and wears it. She looks some more and finds some yellow tape, which she uses to cover the holes. Not long after that, Mia is looking through her picture album when she hears voices yelling outside. She sees Nico's container sink as she looks through the hole. This scares her a lot, and she keeps yelling her husband's name. She also puts her SIM card into the phone that works, but the call doesn't go through. Mia tears up as she watches the container sink because she is so sad. Mia finds a penknife while she is sad about her husband's death and thinks about doing the horrible thing. At that moment, though, she feels her unborn child kick, which makes her change her mind. After that, she says she will live for her child and falls to the ground with tears in her eyes. Mia wakes up the next morning to find that the tape that was covering the holes has come off, letting water flow back inside. After that, she pushes one hanging box under another and cuts it open with her knife. When she opens it, she sees more plastic boxes inside. At first, this makes her mad, but she quickly figures out that the rubber on those plastic containers can be used to hide the holes. After that, Mia uses a line to get rid of the water inside. Then she looks over her goods and makes a plan for how to best use them. After 2 days, Mia gets a call from a number she doesn't know. To her surprise, it's Nico. He lets her know that the driver left them outside of town and that it will take him some time to get to her. Then Mia tells him she's stuck in the middle of the ocean, which makes him very worried. He still says he'll come up with a plan, though. Honey, it sounds like you're probably cracked, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and we'll see what happens. That night, there is another storm in the container, which makes it hard for Mia to keep her balance. To make things even worse, she starts to feel birth pains. Mia's pain keeps getting worse as the water shakes the container. The phone slips out of her hand when she tries to call her husband. She has no choice but to take off her clothes, hold onto the ropes of the container, and give birth to a girl. After that, Mia puts her baby in a box and carries it around while she waits for the storm to pass. He or she will become 4 if they make it through. Mia cleans up the area the next morning and puts her baby in the coats to use as diapers. She does everything she can to take care of her baby, but the baby won't eat and keeps crying. Mia hears a squeaking sound and gets an idea. She hopes to make a hole in the ceiling by using a cutting machine to make holes in it. But the noise makes the baby cry, which tells her to stop. That night, her breasts finally start to show. She feeds her kid before putting her to sleep. She gets so hungry at night that she eats everything she has. She keeps drilling into the ceiling in the morning. Just as Mia is about to finish, the machine's power dies. After that, she uses the penknife to cut it. Unfortunately, she can't go on much longer because she's too tired. It's very hot inside the container, and there isn't much air to breathe. So, she uses seawater to wet the cloth and use it to help her child with the heat. The problem gets worse over time because Mia has nothing to eat. She decides to eat her own placenta when she is too hungry to stand it any longer. Oh my gosh. Which she had kept. Okay. Mia hears the spooky calls of whales as night falls. She tries to keep quiet, but when the whale hits the container, she falls, which scares the baby and makes her cry. To scare the whale away, Mia hits the wall of the container with a wooden panel and makes a lot of noise. Today is Mia's 6th day in the container, and she is still working on making a hole in the roof. The penknife, which was her only tool, also breaks. On top of that, her phone still doesn't work, and the clean water runs out. She starts to lick water drops from the roof to quench her thirst. But it's clear that it's not enough. In the future, Mia starts to have dreams. She should have known that placenta is very popular among hippie kids right now. She sees her older daughter blaming her of leaving her. But Nico shows up and tells Mia it's not her fault. A short time later, Mia wakes up from her dream-like state and sees that it's raining. She quickly sets up some plastic boxes to hold the water and drinks some to quench her thirst. After that, Mia uses the ropes on the box to pull off a piece of the metal lid, which finally lets the sky show through. After that, she gets out of the box and takes in some fresh air. She also takes her daughter outside so that the baby can enjoy the fresh air. But what's scary is that there is nothing but sea on all sides and no land in sight. After a short time, Mia changes her baby's diaper and bathes the dirty one. Come on, stop littering. This makes fish come closer, which gives her hope that she can get food. Then Mia makes a homemade tool and tries to catch the fish. But she fails miserably because she can't hit any of them. She finally gives up after several tries. At that very moment, she sees an airplane flying overhead. In a flash, she runs down the container and grabs a piece of TV screen to reflect the light. In her hurry, she hurts her leg on the sharp edge of the hatch, though. It gets even worse when the plane takes off without noticing her. Mia gets down on the container in the next scene and stitches up her wound with TV wires and metal bits. She falls asleep during parts of the process because they are so painful, but she does it anyway. Late at night, she starts to weave the earphone wires together. She finally makes a fishing net by morning, which she then uses to catch fish. Mia finally eats the raw fish after being hungry for a long time. From then on, she fishes and puts the fish in plastic boxes so she can eat them when she needs to. Besides all of that, she writes SOS notes, puts them in plastic boxes, and throws them into the sea in the hopes that someone will find them. Mia shows her daughter some pictures of her family one night and names her Noah. They talk to the baby for a while and then both fall asleep. Mia wakes up at midnight to the sound of something hitting the container. As she slowly climbs up with the baby in her arms, she finds that it's just a plastic box. In this movie, it's always a yellow box. And at the same time, Nico calls her, and she is thrilled to hear his voice. He does, however, have some bad news. He says he tried to get away by stealing a boat, but people caught him and shot him. At the moment, he is hiding in a box and is bleeding a lot. Nico tells Mia he's sorry, but he can't make it and that she needs to stand up for herself and their child. Mia is very sad, but she tells them that their daughter was born. In answer, Nico says goodbye to Mia and Noah for the last time and then dies. When Mia's hope is dashed again, she breaks down in tears. After that, she looks up at the sky for the rest of the night. The next scene takes place on day 26, and the barrel is half submerged in water. Mia and her baby are at the top of the box. She is using things from the bin to make a makeshift raft. She sees a bird during this, which gives her hope that she will be saved. Mia gets her raft ready for the night and puts her baby in it. She hears a noise inside the container and realizes it's going to sink soon. Because of this, she jumps down to get her things. She looks over and sees that the chocolate her husband gave her is floating in the corner. After that, she swims toward it. She tries to walk, but her leg gets caught in some ropes. As Mia tries to get out, the container starts to sink. Not long before the end, she cuts the line and swims up. Mia freaks out when she comes back to the top and doesn't see her baby. At that moment, a whale swims by and splashes water on the baby, making her cry. That may help you find a child. Mia hears a person crying out and swims over to Noah. The next morning, Mia, who is totally worn out, throws the fish she caught into the air to get some birds to come to it. She talks to Noah while she is weak and says that she did everything she could. A fishing boat is also putting out nets in the area at the same time. A fisherman and his family see a bird flying around something. As the family sails closer, they see the raft with the kid on it. They quickly pull the raft up and see that it has a rope connected to it. They keep pulling on it until Mia's body comes out. The rescue group then brings her on board the boat and starts CPR right away. At first, Mia doesn't do anything, but the constant chest compressions wake her up. As soon as she wakes up, her first thought is about her baby, which the fisherman's wife hands to her gently. When Mia sees that they are getting close to the coast of Ireland, she starts to cry. It takes her a while to understand that she is safe. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel. Many thanks.